Hey guys, welcome to another tier ranking. Welcome to my tier ranking for my documentaries. Movies. There's documentary movies. There's a couple mini series like The Last Dance because I don't really watch a lot of docu-series, so I include that because I just wanted to include that. But these are all the documentaries I've seen. But I've seen a lot more, but these are the ones I could just think of off the top of my head because there's just so many documentaries out there. If I think of a lot more, I can make a part two to this tier ranking, but these are a bunch I have seen. And again, I've seen a heck of a lot more, but these are just ones I was writing down all the ones I've seen and just like okay, seen that. There's gonna be more gonna come to me, and I might make a second part to this depending on how well this video does, but let's do a ranking of all these documentaries that I have seen, and I'll put them in order from best to worst, in my opinion, of course. S is the best, F is the worst. Please don't be offended if you disagree with me. That's what the comments are for. Or Twitter. All right, March of the Penguins. March of the Penguins is a solid C, middle of the road, okay movie if you like penguins. I don't hate penguins. They're fine. Morgan Freeman is the reason why this documentary is so loved because his voice is just so damn amazing and so perfect and soothing. He could be talking about a bag of shit that someone's lighting on fire and throwing it on my porch at this moment. And I'd still love it. I'd still love it. You called the shit poop. But it's a decent documentary, but it's really just about like penguins and their society and how they live. And if you find that interesting, you're gonna love it. I didn't find it super interesting, but Morgan Freeman's just really nice to hear, so I'll put in the C tier. We got Sicko, Michael Moore, a very interesting documentary. A lot of people love him. I don't. I don't love him. He's got some pretty good ones, which I'll talk about, but this one is okay. Yes, believe it or not, I've seen the Bieber documentary, the concert show, and it's just as dreadful as you think it is. Hoop Dreams, man. That's a nice tier, man. This is about the living the dream of being a basketball player and growing up in a bad neighborhood and, pushing aside stereotypes and, low income households and trying to live the dream, the basketball dream. Hoop Dreams, man. Check it out. Man on Wire, man, that's a really good one too. They did a whole movie about this called The Walk. This is a great movie directed by James Marsh about a man, what was his name, Philip Petit or whatever the fuck his name is. He grabbed a team of people, and he walked across the Twin Towers. He literally free walked it, and it's pretty impressive. Very illegal, but impressive. Same with Free Solo, man. It's a man. He rock climbs a huge mountain with no harness or nothing, man. Just these are two movies to watch, man. If you want that adrenaline, man, it's good. Room 237 is a good B tier documentary. This is about the making of The Shining. Some of it's such good stuff. Some of it gets weird. Some of it dives into like conspiracy theories, which sometimes I like conspiracy theories, so sometimes I think they get a little crazy. Hence why I don't always like Michael Moore. But it's good when they just focus on The Shining. It's good, but when they focus on other things, it kind of loses me. What is this? Oh, it's Tickled. I hate it. I get it's about like fetishes and stuff. My sister maybe watched this years ago, and I thought it was very uncomfortable. The Last Dance is a perfect docu-series. It's on Netflix right now. Check it out. It's about the Chicago Bulls when they were probably one of the greatest NBA teams during the late 80s and 90s when players like Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan, the GOAT himself, were playing basketball for the Bulls. Check it out. You go into the details of how they all felt about Michael Jordan on the team, and they talk about Michael Jordan and, Scottie Pippen, man. It's amazing. The Wolf Pack is another, like, I'll go A. It's a great movie about these kids that were forced to live in this like apartment and never leave and never see society until they like were teenagers or like 19 years old. And then when they finally got to explore the world, what made them like understand the world was movies. Because when they were basically locked in their apartment almost their whole lives, the only thing they could do is homework and watch movies. And movies were the only way to understand society and what it's like in the real world. And it's a fascinating documentary. Definitely check it out. Shadow Light's a great concert movie with some great music and stuff. Yeah, really good. Life itself, I'll go B. Some parts really gross me out. Sorry. It's really hard to watch some of it. And some of it goes off into some boring parts, but all the stuff they talk about with Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel, it's Siskel and Ebert movies is good stuff. Tower is a fucking amazing documentary. It's an animated documentary about the telling of the shooting that happened of the sniper that shot all the students in the university. And it tells the stories of all the survivors, and their stories are told through animation, and it's just breathtaking. This is an amazing documentary. Check it out. What's this? Oh, Fire of Love. Fire of Love's it's pretty good. I'll go B tier. It's a good one. It's a good one about love and the tragedy, but also discovering your passion. All right, I'm gonna put these together. Where is it? Okay. Yeah. The Fahrenheit movies are very conspiracy theory, not really rooted in all facts kind of documentaries. So you gotta take or leave that one. Inside Job's a good one, narrated by Matt Damon about the corruption of Wall Street, in which led to the 2008 recession. So that's good stuff. Will You Be My Neighbor is a really good one about Mr. Rogers, man. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? De Palma is another good one. Just it's like if you love movies about filmmakers, it's about De Palma, and he talks about all his movies. Like Spielberg, that's another good one. It's about Spielberg. 13th. I'll go C for 13th because I'm not a huge Ava DuVernay fan. She talks about real things and very, very good topics that you should be discussing, but then she gets a little off on a tangent that kind of like, you know, kind of steps on the message a little. So I'll go C tier. Same with Under the Gun, man. Like Under the Gun has some good messaging about gun control and stuff I really agree with. And all the stuff when they talk about the shooting at the movie theater, man, that's it's important stuff. But then they go a little on a tangent that kind of loses me. Blackfish is fantastic. I gotta go S, man. Like this is a documentary I've seen 3 times. I don't usually watch documentaries more than once, and this is a fantastic one about SeaWorld and how they mistreat their animals. And this whale, this killer whale called Tilikum, and how this whale itself like killed 3 employees, and it just wanted out of SeaWorld, and it talks a lot about how they mistreat animals and stuff. It's interesting documentary. Interesting. Three Identical Strangers is another AT. That's a really good documentary about 3 long-lost brothers, triplet brothers that finally meet each other, but then they find out they are part of like an experiment and stuff. Oh, crazy stuff. Religious, Bill Maher. I love me some Bill Maher, man. It's a really good documentary. Him talking about, religion. Bill Maher himself is not an atheist, but he is an agnostic and just doesn't understand a lot of stuff in the Bible, and he just talks to a lot of people around the United States and even Amsterdam about the Bible. It's interesting. The Tinder Swindler, man, this is another good one, man. Like this son of a bitch, the Tinder Swindler, and how he like tricked women and took their money. Insane. Oh, I'm not even gonna spoil it. You gotta watch it, man, to believe the shit that this guy did to women. Holy crap. Food Inc. is about, well, it kind of grosses me out about the food stuff. It's good information, but it's definitely not the most watchable one. Unlike Super Size Me, which is a little more entertaining. About a guy eating McDonald's for a month. Amy's a good one, a documentary about Amy Winehouse. The Cove is a very important one, but my God, it's gross. The Imposter, one of the greatest documentaries I've watched. The Imposter, like you want to, if I can recommend like one documentary, The Imposter is one. It's about this guy that poses as a kid that was kidnapped years ago. So this family, their son got kidnapped, and then this guy in a foreign country pretends to be their son so he can get out of the country and go to America and live life there, where he's not like escaping the law and stuff. So he takes the identity of the kidnapped son and becomes the son of this family, and the family believes that's their son. But then when they find out the truth, they kind of deal like it gets weird. And then the documentary becomes like two different stories, and how there's like a theory of like maybe the family themselves kidnapped their son, and they know this guy's a fraud, and they need him to cover up for something. Like, oh, there's just so much crazy stuff that happens in the documentary. Even by the ending, it doesn't give you all the answers. It's fantastic. It's so good. Side by sides, side by side. I love side by side. This is an educational one, but it's a great educational one about digital filmmaking and modern filmmaking and stuff. Digital filmmaking, sorry, and classic filmmaking when you're using film or digital. It's really good. Keanu Reeves does all the interviews of all the filmmakers and stuff. It's good stuff. The making of Apocalypse Now, Heart of Darkness. It's not bad. Val. Wow, brilliant movie. Ugh, just it's so sad to see. Like, it's cool to see Val Kilmer's life and how much of a great father he was, and his stuff with Hollywood and everything, and how he didn't want to be Batman and all that stuff, and then him getting sick and stuff. Oh, it's good stuff. The Rescue, great documentary. I enjoyed the movie more. 13 Lives. I thought it was just a lot more intense, but if you've seen the movie 13 Lives, this is what the documentary is about. Bowling for Columbine is probably one of the better Michael Moore movies about shooting. Oh God, Miss America. One of the worst documentaries I've ever watched. It's literally just Taylor Swift bitching for no fucking reason. Catfish. Good one. It's a good one. Oh yes, They Shall Not Grow Old. The Peter Jackson one. It's a good one. An Inconvenient Truth. There certainly isn't a lot of truth in that documentary. Roger and Me is another like good Michael Moore one about Ford Motors, GMC Motors. Yeah. The Last Blockbuster. I love this documentary. Again, this is another one I've seen. I don't watch documentaries more than once, but I've seen this also 3 times. It just brings back a lot of nostalgia. What is a Woman? Probably one of the most controversial documentaries I had. I had to watch it just to see how like controversial it was. There's a lot of fallacies in it, but there's also a lot of truth in it. Where do I go? Because if I go like here, then I'm labeled something that I'm not. But if I go down here, I'm labeled as closed-minded. So what do I do? What do I do? I gotta go honest. I'm sorry. Don't kill me, people. Anyways. All right, let's put these in order. The best documentary. This is for me. The Imposter is the best documentary I've ever watched, man. I was like on the edge of my seat watching that. Then The Last Dance. Then Blackfish. Then The Last Blockbuster. Because they're just the most entertaining for me. Then Hoop Dreams. Then Tower. Val. Then Side by Side. Those are all 10 out of 10 documentaries for me. For the A tier, Manowar staying on the top with Free Solo. Then The Wolfpack, yeah. Then Religulous. Then Inside Job. Then De Palma. No. Spielberg. De Palma. Will You Be My Neighbor? Tinder Swindler. The Rescue. Thread and a Stranger. Shine a Light. All A tier. Great stuff. Great stuff. Great stuff. Then I'm gonna go Amy. Then Super Size Me. Then Catfish. Then Catfish. And They Shall Not Grow Old. Then Roger and Me. Then What is a Woman? Then Room 237. Then Life Itself. Fire Love. Ball for Columbine. Or Darkness. There we go. C tier, I'll go Mercy Penguins, Under the Gun, 13th, Food Inc., Sicko, no, The Cove, and Sicko. Then the D tier, I'll go Inconvenient Truth, Tickled, and the Fahrenheit movies. There we go. And yeah, okay, there we go. There's my tier ranking for the documentaries I've seen. I'll do a part two if I can think of more. Let me know in the comments below what is your favorite and least favorite documentary. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.